LiberalViewer presents.
So conservative Republicans seem to have this thing about spanking, and I'm not talking about the way the Republican Party paid for an outing to a bondage club. I'm talking about Christian conservative leaders like James Dobson, who not only recommends spanking children starting between the ages of 15 and 18 months, but also warns his followers not to pay attention to the vast scientific literature showing spanking as harmful, writing, quote, "Contrary to what you have read in popular literature, this firm but loving approach to child rearing will not harm a toddler or make him violent," unquote. So, given this right-wing fondness for spanking, it wasn't surprising to see Fox News anchor Gregg Jarrett use sarcastic commentary to denigrate the latest piece of scientific evidence that spanking is harmful, as he did this week during the supposed straight news program America's Newsroom here.
Some parents rely on spanking their kids to teach them right from wrong. Well, there's a new study out, didn't you know? It's in the Journal of Pediatrics, and it says that the approach could actually backfire. According to researchers at Tulane University, spanking leads to more aggressive behavior. Although maybe the aggressive behavior started first.
Of course, if this supposed news reporter had bothered to even read the abstract of the study on which he was reporting, he would have seen that the results are calculated, quote, controlling for the child's level of aggression, unquote. Or if Fox News had gone to the trouble of actually interviewing one of the co-authors of the study, as they did on the CNN program American Morning, they could have heard Professor Catherine Taylor say,
"One of the key parts of the study is that we were able to control for a bunch of other factors. So some of the critiques of prior work has been, well, there could be a lot of other things explaining this link between corporal punishment or spanking and later aggression. We were actually able to control for the child's initial level of aggression as well as a lot of other parenting risk factors."
And even more important than getting that accurate information about the validity of this new study is letting viewers know that these results aren't really new at all, as you can see Professor Taylor point out later in the interview in this clip.
The study actually isn't saying anything that's very new. There's actually been a lot of research that's been done on this topic, and I really want to encourage parents. I know parents are going to have questions about this. I want to encourage parents to go online and look up the report on physical punishments. This is actually a report that summarizes a lot of the evidence base in this topic.
And I actually looked up that report, which you can find yourself at tinyurl.com/spankreport, and it's a good resource summarizing the wealth of scientific studies opposed to spanking, which is why even before I became a parent, I ruled out using physical punishment on my child, as I think any reasonable parent should. But again, none of this really important parenting information was available over on Fox News, with the attitude there being quite the opposite, as you can see in the rest of that Fox News report here.
The study finds that children who were spanked more frequently at age 3 were more likely to be aggressive by age 5. The researchers argue that spanking is a strong predictor of aggressive behavior, even after looking at other factors like family history. Don't blame me, that's what they say.
They might hit you back eventually, right?
Yeah, something like that.
So what do you think? Why does Fox News and so many conservatives have such a fondness for spanking despite all the scientific evidence of the long-term harm? And given the wealth of scientific evidence that spanking causes long-term harm, is there anyone out there who can still make a rational argument in favor of spanking?
YouTube, you decide.